What's up, guys? Ryan from the MXG channel again. Sorry for the bad lighting in here. I'm still at home quarantining from my second bout with COVID in the last 6 months. But yeah, answering questions today. You guys have been asking me, what is it like riding the new KTM 125? What is the 125 is a new engine platform, and it's TBI. It's throttle body injected. It's electric start with no backup kick. And what is it like? I'm gonna try to put that in words for a second here. So 125s, they've never been powerhouses, obviously, but they have always been a blast. You're working the clutch. You're trying to keep that thing in the meat of the power band.
2023 KTM 125 XC. Don't let me forget about this treacherous root section out here. So, one of my favorite bikes on the trails to ride, purely to ride, was the old 125 XC. You know, carbureted, big tank, but
when it comes to working on the bike, it's super important that you keep the engine in good shape and you keep the jetting right on specs so that you can get the most out of it. That's the fun part about a 125, right? So throw a bunch of that out the window now because there is no jetting. It's like riding a perfectly jetted 125, except it's smooth and consistent the whole way through.
Still got to be on the power.
And like, I rode the Gas 125 just a few minutes before the KTM, and the Gas 125 was so much work. You know, it's carbureted, it's kickstart, on the clutch constantly, and you have that build, that kind of build into that power band, and it's just a little different on the TBI 125. It's more consistent the whole way through. You're still slipping the clutch and you're still working it. It didn't turn the 125 into any rocket ship, but it definitely made it maybe a tad less work. Maybe a little less exciting too, guys. You know, the TBI basically, in my words, made all these carbureted two-strokes now feel, it basically made them feel more like a four-stroke. The power is way more consistent.
Thing is a blast, but you have to enjoy shifting because you're shifting a lot. I shifted down to second for these trees, and that's almost too low.
You can operate in a lower part of the gear and a lower part of the power more so than you could with the carbureted bikes, I feel like. So if anything, these 125s just feel like a super slow 250. They're very, very mild, very consistent. I had fun with it on the trails, but I didn't feel like I had as much fun on the new 125 XC as I did on the old 125 XC that was carbureted, if that makes sense. And that could all be in my head. It could be a mental thing for sure. But yeah, they're smooth, they're consistent the whole way through, but it definitely didn't turn it into some kind of crazy powerhouse whatsoever. Every time I get on one of these 125s on a motor track, though, I forget how much work they used to be. I'm so amazed at the stuff we used to do on these things 20 years ago. There was one section on the intermediate track at Moto 40. I would go around a 180-degree corner, and I'd have to be down. I mean, I'm 210 pounds, so I'd have to go down to first gear to go through this 180. And by the end of the straightaway, I would be in fourth, which is just, something you'd never. In my 450, I go through the turn in second, and by the end of the straightaway, I'm in third. So I don't know. It's always fun riding these things. Either way, the 125 is definitely improved. The motor felt super smooth. Like I said, it was linear. It felt great. The TBI is definitely going to improve the 125, but I feel like if the TBI turned any one bike into a real weapon, I feel like it's the 252 stroke. The way you'll be able to ride the 252 stroke now, so much more like a four stroke, could really turn the 252 stroke back into a viable race bike again. If we can get the rules and stuff set up to be able to ride it everywhere, would be very exciting. So 125 is a blast. Don't sleep on it, but no crazy changes or feelings there. See you in the next one.